Okay, hi there, students. Here we have some more comments to answer. I think the last one was this one from Maria Mikkonen in on this video, scoundrel, a villain, a crook, yes, a cad, not a gentleman, a rascal. I have a feeling I did this one last time. Okay, this one is about the courtroom joke, and she didn't get it, and neither did Gangster. He says, I'm pretty bad at understanding jokes. Well, jokes are pretty difficult to understand in foreign languages, and maybe you'll also actually find in your own language the joke just isn't funny. Yeah, you can understand why people are laughing at a joke, but you don't find it funny. So I've got an explanation here. So if you really want, I'm not going to give the joke away, so you can actually listen to it if you want. So VG, thanks, sir. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching the video. It's great to have you here. And a mishap from Maria Mikkonen, inadvertently. Yeah, you inadvertently do something. That's definitely a mishap. And thank you. So Warrant. Okay, yes, you're looking at this. We're looking at this video to warrant. Yeah, this deserves. It's enough for. Okay, and then this next one is one I love. VG says, hi there, and we've got Gangster, so hi VG, hi Gangster, hi Slow Sunset, hi Manji. I love these when you're all talking to each other. I think that's absolutely great. So VG says, thank you. My pleasure, VG. Thank you as well. And Mohammed. It was mandatory that we have to pay a pittance of money in order to get this ticket. Okay, so pay a pittance is clearly money. You don't need the of money. It was mandatory that we have to pay a pittance in order to get this ticket. Okay? I asked him to give me a pittance of what he's thinking about, just to overcome the problem, because two heads are better than one. Okay, I guess a pittance of what he's thinking about, just a little bit. I guess that works. So VG, have an amazing day. You too, VG, and have an amazing weekend as well. Mohammed, most of the people who are in positions of power, good, in ivory towers, embezzling the profits of the company for their own good. Okay, so most of the people who are in positions of power are embezzling the profits of the company for their own good. Okay. And okay, this one is Javi about the courtroom joke as well, and he says it just went over my head, and again I've explained it to him. Great to see you, Javi. Thanks for listening. Okay, Louise starts. Artistically, that's a great picture photo. It shows movement, the landscape, and the landscape angle is creative. Enemy is the answer, but let's hope it isn't. So definitely a heart for that. And Louis Stutz also says, do not rejoice over me, O my enemy. When I fall, I will arise. When I sit in darkness, the Lord will be a light unto me. Micah 7:8. Okay, so definitely, enemy is the answer to this. And Mohammed Albunaga, cupidity oftentimes, I like this phrase oftentimes, leads to felonies, comma. It's just a gateway of being in a dumpster path. Okay, it's the gateway to get on the wrong path. Perhaps stealing at the very least. Okay, it's the gateway to going down a dumb path, probably I would say. R.K. Silas, steadfast, thank you. Thank you for watching, R.K. Silas. Okay, this is Dogma, Judy Austin. Two encyclopedia picture-perfect examples would be Hitler and Justin Trudeau. There's clearly a lot of bad feeling about Justin Trudeau's actions in Canada. I think you probably better watch out. Vivid verbs. Peep through a fence. Yeah, this is a vivid verb. You don't look through. Well, you could look through the hole in the fence, but peep sounds much better. Okay, 40 love. Originally, a cornucopia was a goat's horn filled with corn and fruit to symbolize plenty. Nowadays, a cornucopia is probably made of some kind of plaster as a decoration on the wall, or wicker, but it still symbolizes the same thing. A good harvest season. Yeah, a good harvest. Okay, thanks, 40 Love. Mohammed, in decent companies, there's not difference between being a boss or an underling. So there's not a difference, but it would sound better. There's no difference. I keep telling my students it's much better to write no noun than isn't or hasn't. Yeah? I don't have any money. I have no money. It sounds much better. Okay? So, 40 Love again. To swill. To wash something out with lots of water. He swilled his mouth out with water. To move round and round a liquid. Well, yes. To move a liquid round and round. He swilled the ice and whiskey in his glass. To drink greedily in large quantities. Glug, glug, glug. Pig swill, waste food or liquid to feed the pigs, yes. Something of really bad quality. This essay is absolutely swill. Is absolute swill. Here I would use swill as a noun, yeah? Bad quality alcohol, swill. He refused to drink the swill they were providing at the hotel. Learned all the meanings. Cool. Well done, 40 Love. Be careful, because the Americans don't seem to understand this word. The Brits do, though, definitely. So Ronan's been watching henpecked. Great. Okay, if somebody's henpecked, they are completely dominated by their mother or their wife. So, Everton, great to see you. Well done with all the work you're doing. So, sorry to butt in, but could you please answer my request? I've been waiting for at least 30 minutes. Yeah, that's a very good example of butt in. Well done, Everton. Yeah. And Bernice G. With programming being a must for a variety of tech jobs, these days coders have a cornucopia of job options. Yes, that's really good English, Bernice. Well done. Mohammed, in order to sell a product in a random way by calling people at times they don't want to be called at, you have to entice them with a bargaining chip. Or leverage just to make them accept the offer, despite their anger that comes from being caught at a wrong time or in the middle of something throughout the day. Okay, yes, no mistakes, Mohammed. Well done. Entice. Okay, so Sajid Virk, thank you, sir. Can you make a video on swoon? So let me write it down. Swoon. Swoon, he's so handsome. To swoon, to faint. Okay, written down. It might take a while though, Sajid. Here because of Wordle, great video. Okay, yes, swill. Recently the word swill appeared in Wordle, and I've had loads of visits because of people wanting to know what it means. So, Luke Roberts, this is Mr. Segway. Thank you for telling me what Segway means. Hopefully you'll check out my comment. Yeah, I'm checking it out right now. And yeah, I hope your song is a success. So, Fran, there's a glimmer of hope that we can return to our previous life before the pandemic began. I think the world has changed, unfortunately, Fran. I think life is never going to be the same. It'll be different. Maybe it'll be even better. That would be nice and positive. So, 40 Love, lark. Great video. I would also like to add the idiom on a lark. It meant on a whim or fancy, for fun or as a joke, on a lark. We all decided to ditch out Friday classes and drive to New York City for the weekend. That sounds like fun. Sounds like a great lark. Okay, Francisco. Flicker. Yes. I always have a flicker of doubt if I understand the meaning of the word correctly. In English, you're always going to have flickers of doubt. It's normal. It's par for the course. Alkuman, you're amazing, man. Thank you very much. And that video was zealously. Okay. Cast aspersions. Stephen A. Smith's favourite phrase, laughing out loud. That's the Barmy TV show. Okay, that's great. You see, cast aspersions. Yeah? To make implications that they're not as good as they would like you to think they are. So, to foreshadow. The way they were treating that agent foreshadows that they're going to call them to tail the walking papers. They're going to call them. So the way they were treating that agent foreshadows that they're going to call him to give him his walking papers. Okay. And Everton. When Mufasa the Lion King died, that scene really tugged at my heartstrings. It made me feel emotional. Lovely one, Everton. Swill. I hate you, Wordle. Okay, Swill. Yes, definitely. So, thank you, Wordle, for sending all these people to find this word. And niggle. Niggle, something that annoys you, worries you, a petty annoyance. That's good, 40 Love. It niggles me when I make silly mistakes in English. Yes, it can be something that really niggles you, making small mistakes. Complain about small trivial things. He's always niggling me about my weight. Yes, that works very nicely. Well done, 40 Love. Chilly Willy. Okay, Pluto. This is the Pluto question. Okay, the poll, that's it. I never heard of it, but I guess it's the last option. And you'd be right, Chilly Willy. Yeah? Pluto used to be a planet, but they now downgraded it to a dwarf planet, and then that's where the word was coined from. So, let's see this one. Route, route, route. I learned my English by rote. I use my word list app to memorize words via spaced repetition. We routed the enemy. My team routed the enemy 5-0. Just one L in nil, I think. A router is a tool to make a groove or a hole in a piece of wood. Yes. He routed out a few coins from his pocket. Yeah, that works very well. Good work, 40 Love. Sir, I couldn't find scuff in your videos. So, scuff. I've written it down. It's my suggestion for an easy word that many non-native speakers don't know. I will definitely check that, and if I haven't got one, I'll make one. Thanks for the suggestion, 40 Love. Everton. My dad always rant. You can do better than that, Everton. Rants. Yeah, my dad always rants against how all Brazilian politicians are corrupt and wicked. And if he could, he would shoot 00 in each of their heads. So, he would shoot each of them in the head. He would shoot each of them in the head. Hi, Left Right, great to have you. The jokes are back. I'm sorry about the bad jokes. It's just I felt like it today. Well, maybe you'll get some more. It's good to see you, Left Right. And 40 Love. Skulk. Hide somewhere you can't be seen because you don't want people to see you. Not necessarily with bad intentions. To move about in a stealthy way. To avoid obligations or responsibilities. To shirk. A group of foxes, unusual definition. Yeah, so with these animal groups, a skulk of foxes. It's a very appropriate word. He was skulking in the woods because he was worried about the scandal going on about him. If you skulk at the back, the teacher will always notice you. Yeah, definitely. You need to skulk in plain sight. There is also another video he made on this word. Yes, I did make a second one on skulk, so have a look at the other skulk video as well. So this is VG and gaslighting. Yo VG, great to see you, my friend. Have a wonderful day and night. The same to you. Have a fantastic weekend, a fantastic month, a fantastic year. You more than deserve it. You're such a positive guy as well. Okay, so VG again. Sir, are these the same? Use a wooden spoon to blend the chocolate with the butter. Use a wooden spoon to blend the chocolate in with the butter. I think they're the same. Would it be possible to say, use a wooden spoon to blend the chocolate into the butter? Yes, it would. They're all correct. Yeah, yes, correct. Yes, they yeah, these are all correct. Yes, correct. I'll put that there. Okay, so no difference. And Shubu Makbul. Sir, what does this mean? Don't feed on insecurities. Okay, so if somebody's insecure, they're worried. Yeah, and maybe you could get them to do things by playing on their insecurities, trying to intensify them. Yeah, so maybe somebody who's insecure that thinks they're not very generous. Yeah, and you want them to give them some money. Yeah, you could feed their insecurities till they say, here, let me give you some money. Okay, before electricity, cities and places were illuminated by gas lights. Absolutely. Fanny by Gaslight. That's an old novel. The room was lit with gaslight. Good work. Be careful. He's trying to gaslight you if you haven't realised it yet. So one of the things with gaslighters is they try to make the person not realise that they're being gaslighted. Pluto. I remember it as the name of the dog in Disney. Yeah, Pluto. Pluto is Mickey Mouse's dog. Absolutely, Sean. But why this meaning? Okay, VG, now that he's in prison, we're finally free from his gaslighting attempts to harm us. Good English again. Okay, and Chilly Willy. Hello, sir. I like your videos very much. I've watched only a few of them, but that's enough to know you do a great job with them. Thanks. Thank you very much, Chilly Willy. And thank you as well, VG, definitely. Okay, Sheed Caniste. It was believed in ancient Greek mythology, Lyssa or Litta, the goddess of insanity, adored toying with her victims by gaslighting them. I didn't know that. I'm going to look up Lyssa or Litta because I'm a real fan of Greek mythology. It sounds really good. Yeah, gaslighting's a way to drive people crazy. So, VG, my country's current president will never gaslight me because I'm much smarter than him. Yeah, but that probably wouldn't be too hard, VG, because he's probably not that smart. Her gaslighting will never affect me because I know her intentions. Okay, good. I hope that's true. The lovely Manji. This word is apposite, perfect, fitting, for describing a manipulative relative of mine who gaslighted me the other day by trying to make me admit my fault over something which was definitely not mine. That is a lovely definition of gaslighting. I'm really sorry. So, moreover, that willful person is coming to stay with us, to my utter dismay. I solicit, Noe, your advice on how to condone. No, to condone is to let somebody do something, to agree with something bad that somebody's doing. Yeah, you shouldn't condone people's illegal actions. So what would I say? Well, let's see. My shrink always says to me, with these type of people, you need to put limits. Yeah. So if he's trying to make you admit something that is your fault, you have to say directly, look, this was your fault. Yeah, this is absolutely nothing to do with me, and stop trying to use me as your scapegoat. This is probably pretty heavy and pretty rude. I'm sure you can find a politer way of doing it, Manji. But with this type of people, you need to call a spade a spade. Things are like this. If you want to see them in another way, that's your problem. But this is what is. Good luck, Manji. Left, right. Gaslighting is when you tell VG the live stream starts at 7 p.m. when it really starts at 6 p.m. He then turns up late and you shout at him for being late and say you told him it started at 6 p.m. Poor VG. Thank you, Left, right. This is a perfect example of gaslighting. I'd never do that to VG, would I? No, I wouldn't. Okay, I can't think of, not think in. I'm sure in brasileiro, think in sounds really good. I can't think of any facetious example to memorize this word. Maybe I'm not creative. You're pretty creative. Let's see. I was only being facetious when I said that you didn't look very beautiful in that dress. No, you probably get into all sorts of trouble. Okay, facetious. It just means joking. Yeah, he's always being facetious about things. Bruce Leroy Hoffman. Gaslighting happens all the time in American politics. Jerem says absolutely. I think gaslighting happens in politics everywhere. It's his fault. No matter what happens, it's not my fault. It's his fault. And Legend OP. What is the meaning of Sisyphus? Wow, that's a hell of a word. I think I'm going to make a video on that. Let me write it down. Sisyphus. Okay, so Legend, look out for it in the upcoming future. Yeah, I think that would be quite a good idea for another video. Okay, Sisyphus. And Everton, failing in a physics module does not preclude you from being an amazing professional in the future. Don't give up. That's great as well, Everton. That's a good one. And Emma DeFazio, what's the difference between smarten up and wise up? Okay, so smarten up, become more intelligent. Wise up, become more intelligent. In this context, the meaning is exactly the same. Although smarten up, you could make yourself look smarter. I need to smarten up before I go for my interview, make myself look more elegant. But here, smarten up, wise up. There's no difference, Emma DeFazio. Okay, Bruce Leroy Hoffman. Those who disagree with however small or petty things about anything what established politicians say nowadays are often being gaslighted by mainstream media. So, wait a second. Those who disagree with something, however small or petty, so those who disagree with anything that established politicians say nowadays, no matter how small or petty, are often being gaslighted by mainstream media. Okay, so Louise stats for this one, maybe an option 5. All at once, an optimistic detective, recognizing that it was the secret key, slid his hand over nonchalantly, picked it up, and excitedly slipped out along the north wall underneath the street lights. Gotta love adjectives. Okay, this is the one about punctuation. Yeah, let's see. All at once, the optimistic detective, recognizing that it was the secret key, slid his hand over nonchalantly, picked it up, and excitedly slipped out along the north wall underneath the soft street lights. That's very good. You've done that to avoid using a semicolon, but to make it a really long sentence. That was really good. I love that example, Louise. Thank you. Okay, slow sunset vibes. I have an intuition that tells me that this video are a great pleasure for you to record. Yeah, I love making videos. When I become a father, one of my goals is to make sure my child gets quality English tuition uncountable from a very young age. The earlier the better. Yeah. You can start English from the day the child is born, or maybe even before if you play English to him in your partner's stomach, but start as early as possible. Okay, slow sunset vibes again. It may feel as though English is extremely difficult to learn, but if you're persistent with it, you will eventually see great results. Okay, so consistent and persistent. Yeah, you need to be consistently persistent to go far in English. I think frail would be a helpful word for you to cover as well. Frail. I'm pretty sure I made there's a video about that coming out in the near future. I'm certain I made it. So frail vibes, definitely. Let me write it here just to check, but I'm pretty certain. I think it's in the list waiting to be published. It's been made. The witness has, so good evening Rizgar, has a penchant to sleep with the accused in different cities except London. Good, you've understood the joke. Well done, Rizgar. And it's sad to say, but he had been gaslighting her for many years. That's a very good example of gaslighting. A number of commentators observe here that his statement is not only manipulative but even gaslighting. That's a very nice piece of English, Rizgar. Well done. Okay, Everton again. Despite the fact of being super self-instructed and brainy, he ruled out the possibility of applying for better jobs because he wasn't graduated. Probably better, he hadn't graduated. He wasn't a graduate. Don't rule out working with your hands. It does not preclude using your head. And Andy Rooney. I thought this quote super interesting and wanted to share. Thank you for sharing, Everton. Yeah? A long time ago, I used to have a friend from the Caribbean called Everton. Everton. He was a really nice guy. Okay, and Jerem. Good evening, Jerem. Great to have you here. The autocrat is gaslighting the citizens of his country with excuses to invade a neighbouring country. I wonder which countries you're talking about. Our former dictator and his favourite news network hasn't stopped gaslighting us, even though he is no longer in office. I wonder which dictator you're talking about. I love it. I love your implications, but you haven't said anything. That's great. Gaslighting, head games, mind games, making a person doubt their own sanity, memory perceptions, beliefs. The purpose of gaslighting is to control other people. Great. Gaslight, an excellent vocabulary word and an excellent movie. Yes, that's really good. Thank you, Jerem. Okay, mannequin. The event was doomed because it was a fight. Yes, good English. He was doomed. Good English. My work was doomed. No mistakes. Well done, mannequin. And AZ Gaming 2. Hello, could you help me with this? I'm resigning because the pressure at work has become too much for me. Which tense should I use for become and why? So, the pressure at work has become too much for me. It has been increasing and increasing and increasing and increasing. And up to now, up to the present, or up to just before, I've been able to bear it. But now it has reached, because the time period is unfinished, because you're still working. Yeah? And that's why. Okay, AZ Gaming. And the news likes to gaslight the people. That's good, Mannequin. She gaslighted someone, definitely. Do not gaslight your friends. That works pretty well as well, Mannequin. So let me just refresh this and see what else has come in since I started. Okay, just bear with me a second. The video this morning was very long, but this one is shorter. Okay, yes, definitely. A couple more. Mohammed, being wretched is absolutely having something to do. So being wretched absolutely has something to do. Again, one of your continuous tenses. Be careful about using continuous, Mohammed. Yeah? Only when something is temporary and changing. So being wretched absolutely has something to do with being up the creek without a paddle. But I guess they're the same because I cannot even discern between the usage of these two words. Yeah, so if you're wretched, you're up the creek. Ha! Wordle246 brought me here. Thank you for coming, Amit. Okay, this one's tacit. I thought it was going to be swill again, but tacit. Okay, great to have you, Amit. And Francisco, I always park my car in the back of Beyond, the middle of nowhere. Yeah, well, I live in the back of Beyond. And Gennady Zidkov, Alex, my sincere congratulations on your silver button. Thank you very much, Gennady. Your channel has been my favourite ESL place this year, although I'd usually studied American English. Okay, I had usually studied American English in the past. That works. Good English. Thank you, Gennady. Thank you for your congratulations. Okay, so that's enough for this evening. So thank you for all your comments. It's been great talking to you, and I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.